I recently polled you guys to see where you were on your digital product journey, and 70% of you who answered had already created some digital products but had failed to really sell many of them, which is why I'm making this video. So in this video I have 5 things to do if your digital products aren't selling as much as you would like them to be. So the first thing is to figure out if you have an audience or traffic problem. So a 1% conversion rate is pretty normal. That means for each sale you need 100 people to land on your sales page or landing page and see your product and what you have to offer. So with that statistic, are enough people actually seeing your stuff? Maybe for the number of people who are landing on your site, your sales are actually quite good. In that case, you need to be thinking about how to increase your traffic. So to increase your traffic, there are 3 main ways you can do this. You can get in front of other people's audiences. So by this, I mean anything that's collaborative. So I've done this. I kickstarted my email list through taking part in bundles, which is where lots of people come together and offer a digital product for free in exchange for an email address. You can take part in virtual summits. You can speak at live events. You could be a guest on a podcast. You could be a guest on a YouTube channel, or you could guest blog. So these are just some examples of how you can get in front of other people's audiences. And when you're there, you need to offer up some incentive for people to join your email list and get them into your world that way. So that can be a freebie, or by offering something that's usually paid for free for a limited amount of time to that other person's audience. The second way to grow your audience or increase your traffic is to create content. Now, I think a lot of people think of creating content as posting to social media, places like Instagram, TikTok, and sometimes this can grow an audience for some people, but it's more of a nurturing tool. What I'm talking about is more content that's going to show up in search and bring you new eyeballs. So I'm talking about YouTube. It's a great way of showing up in search and getting in front of new people. Blogging is another one because you're showing up on Google. Or podcasts are actually searchable as well, so that's another one you can consider. But this is more of a long-term plan than getting in front of other people's audiences. You have to be aware that it is going to take time. So it's a very good idea to do it in conjunction with getting in front of other people's audiences. Third way to grow your traffic or increase your audience is through paid advertising. Places like Facebook ads, Google ads, Pinterest ads are all paid ways of getting in front of more people. I don't do this one. I don't think you should waste your money spending money on ads until you have tested out your products and know that it's something that people want. So I think it's better to focus on the other 2 first, but that's just my opinion. You can ignore me. If you've got lots of money to burn testing ideas, then go ahead. Who am I to stop you? But it's not something that I do myself. So my digital product sales booster base lists a lot of these tactics out, because there are many within each category, and I'll leave a link to that in the description, because it's really best to work through the options and think about pros and cons and figure out which options are best for you. So the second thing to do or think about is to ask yourself, are you giving your customers what they want? It may be a case that you just need to tweak the messaging of what it is you're offering so that the people who you're targeting understand why this product's going to help them. Maybe you're coming at it from the point of view of how you help rather than what it does for your ideal customer. So a good thing to help you do this is to do market research. And I like to listen and lurk. So why do I listen and lurk as opposed to conducting surveys or interviews? I personally think that you get more honest information if you listen and lurk. Often if you tell people that you're conducting market research, interviews or surveys, people are going to tailor their answers to either what they think you want to hear, or if they think you're doing market research in order to create an offer or a product to sell people, they're going to tailor their answers to try and avoid being sold to down the line. So I don't think you get as honest an answer as you would do if you are just looking at comments that people have felt compelled to leave. I think with listening and lurking, people are feeling compelled through some kind of emotional response to what they've just consumed to leave a comment. So it's more of a raw emotion and an honest opinion compared to answering a survey or being an interviewee. There are lots of places to do this online. I like to use YouTube myself, but there are many places like Facebook groups, social media comment, and I have a freebie that lists 8 places where you can do market research online, and I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, because it goes into a bit more depth on that topic. The third thing to ask yourself is, are your products any good? Sounds a bit harsh. So if your products aren't selling but you know you have enough traffic, then you could audit your actual product. So ask yourself, if you were your customer, would you buy it? Is there something that would put you off in its current form? Maybe you just need to tweak the name or the messaging, or maybe it's the sales process that's putting people off and there's too many steps for people to follow. I like to ask myself questions and also take into account any feedback I've received on the product from previous purchasers. And the fourth thing to think about is, what are the other solutions that are out there that solve the same problem as your product? So audit other people's products just like you've audited your own product. And this can actually be an easier way of auditing your own product. If you struggle to look at your product from an objective standpoint, then looking at other people's products will actually help you to see your product in a new light as well. So do things like browse on Etsy for your niche or topic. Sign up for free bundles in your niche if there are any, so that you can actually see the sales pages for lots of different digital products in your niche and get your hands on them as well and see what other people are doing. Not to copy, but this is to look at them objectively and see what you like and what you don't like. You can then also compare to see if there are any mistakes that other people are making that maybe you're making yourself, but you didn't see it until you looked through the lens of someone else's product. And equally, you might see things in those products that you totally disagree with. Are you making that clear on your products that you're coming at this from a different angle? So I have a tool called 12 questions to ask yourself to make more sellable digital products, and I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, because that will help you to audit your own products and to audit other people's products. Number 5 is, how do you react to other people's content in your niche? So this is similar to auditing other people's product, and it might be an easier one to do if you can't get your hands on or can't afford to buy many digital products. So what you want to do is consume content of other people in your industry. I like to do this through podcasts or YouTube videos whilst I'm cooking dinner or doing the dishes. So this is not to copy their content and their stance. I think that's a trap we often fall into, especially when we're just getting started. You want to pay attention to your reactions whilst you're consuming this content, because your reactions will help you to solidify and hone in on your own position within the wider market. So pay attention to whether you agree with what's being said, whether you take something further, maybe you think some information is missing, or maybe you totally disagree with their stance and have a totally different opinion on it. This will help you to position yourself in a way that is authentic to you and will help you to stand out amongst everybody else. And you'll stand out to the people who also agree with you and who are more likely to buy from you. When you have a strong position that people understand, you will sell more to the people who agree with what you're saying. And my 12 questions tool that I mentioned in the last point will also help you with this. So which one do you think would help you right now? Let me know in the comments. I think the traffic issue is a big one for a lot of people, and it's one you need to continue to work on even as you do start to grow your audience. As I said earlier, I use a mix of collaborations and content to grow my audience and my email list. And in this video, I share what I did to get started. It's the main way that I got to around my first 1,000 email subscribers. I don't think it's the best long-term strategy, as I think you can get higher quality leads through other growth methods like building a YouTube channel, and also through other forms of collaboration where people get to know you a bit better. But it's a good kickstart to start growing your email list. And you can watch this video to see what it is.